Good evening. Welcome to Exim India's The Logistics Dialogue. Today we are with one of the leading lights of the industry, Mr. Ashutosh Jaiswal, CEO and Director, Century Infra Limited and Century Ports Limited. Uh, at the beginning, sir, could you outline the core activities of Century Infra and Century Ports, and how do these business complement the wider Century Group?
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you for asking such a good question. In fact, so you see, both Century Infra and Century Ports are 100% subsidiary of the parent company Century Plyboards. We had demerged because we had plans to expand it further. And as time goes, you will find more and more involvement in further investments in logistics, ports, terminals. So Century Infra is primarily focused into CFS, warehousing, private freight terminal, and we have plans for ICDs also. Whereas Century Ports is an SPV between Century Plyboards and SMPK as a PPP first PPP KPD venture, which we started operation from 9th of March for containers and 16th August last year for bulk. So, as far as complementing to the parent company is, people are aware that we are one of the largest importers and exporters of products from here. So, directly, indirectly, it complements us with respect to the facilities which we have, right, like CFS and ports. We do not give any priority because it is an open trade platform, but we definitely give and we have an understanding that yes, we try to book it as quickly as possible because the first information comes to us which we share to our parent company. Yeah.
But as a group, what inspired the group to enter CFS and port infrastructure and logistics?
That's a long story. In fact, in 2006-07, there was a huge congestion in Calcutta port. That time, Calcutta port used to handle 260,000 TEUs. And that time, Reliance imported optical fibers into Calcutta, huge volumes. And what happened is they wanted to distribute these boxes to their customers for immediate laying. And therefore, they had made it completely open to the trade that any price, any cost, we want to ship it out fast. So the overnight, the prices of containers and boxes went up, and that resulted in the detention of the boxes inside the port. So we incurred rents, lakhs of rupees. And that time there were two government-owned CFSs. And the situation was such that even CFS removal was getting difficult. So I was asked by my company to find out why containers are not reaching factory in time, and if it does not reach by Monday, then the factory production will stop. So I went around and found out that yes, there are CFSs which are working, there are machineries which are behind that, but the efficiency was lacking completely. Today what happened, that even if you're not at fault and the container is not moved, the customer is supposed to pay the rent. So then I realized this is the right platform to enter into this business. That is how we studied the CFS, and we started the first CFS in 2008 November, I think 16th November 2000, 10 November 2008. So from that, we migrated into a larger facility, 20 acres. And today we control about 38 to 39% of the traffic of Calcutta port as far as CFS removal. And we are the first in addressing a lot of issues of the trade, like speed money, under table money, container tracking money, and all those things, which we have completely eradicated. And by the grace of God, the entire trade supported us. And today, that is why we are commanding the maximum volume in Calcutta for the last 18 years. Yeah.
My second question is kind of related. Could you give us an overview of your overall projects in logistics and how have they been performing?
Yeah. So overall means you're talking about out of Century or within Century?
No, within Century, primarily within Century and also the associated ones.
So within Century, we have been doing good, although there was a serious competition despite we had national players like All Cargo, Transworld, but still we were leading in terms of volume, and our book balances were reasonably good. And but we realized that because after the government's DPD policy, we realized that we cannot focus only on the CFS. So we started working on backward and forward integration. Backward integration, we went into barging. Forward integration, we went into terminals. So terminal, the first operation, although we didn't have any experience, we started the first operation. My experience told me that within 6 months we should reach 70%, but fortunately within 2.5 months we reached 70% of the volume. And overall trade policy, if I ask you the entire CFS business here, everybody is underutilized.
Okay.
And but fortunately, we have all realized that cost cutting and cutting each other is not a good thing. So we have decided that the minimum benchmark we will maintain, and we will serve the trade, but not at cutting each other.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the commencement of your facility at the Kidderpore Docks, that was Shama Prasad Mukherjee Port's first PPP partnership project.
Correct.
What is its strategic significance according to you? And what throughput targets have you set for the first year?
Yeah.
Particularly in terms of container
See,
operations?
the throughput, the project capacity is 165,000 TEUs for phase 1, and 165 for phase 2. So out of 165,000 TEUs, we have already achieved 72%.
Okay.
Yeah, in the first 3 months.
3 months.
So that way, I think we are doing fantastically good. It was beyond my experience and understanding that we will be able to catch up so fast. The trade, the shipping lines, MLOs, the feeder operators have really entrusted us with this responsibility. We have performed well, and we are right now having 2 terminals for container and 1 for bulk, but we have only 1 MHC. The other MHC has been ordered, which will be coming in October. So we will have 2 terminals and 2 MHCs, by which we expect to reach the throughput capacity completely.
But what were the challenges in executing this first?
You see, this is the first port in the country,
right,
and 150 years old.
Right.
So we did not have the drawings. We did not have the underground amenities drawings. We did not have anything, and this was abandoned for almost 35 years. So if you go through the pictures which we have in video, you will find that it was completely into a mess with trees, jungle, snakes, and all completely. So from that, reviving it to this structure, where most of the shipping lines who have visited our terminal have really appreciated the work we have done. And it was a big support of the port also, although the drawing was not there. We had a lot of internal disagreements and all, but finally everything was accepted, everything was decided, and then things moved fast. The entire terminal took us not more than 9 months to construct.
Okay.
So we did it very fast, but before that there were a lot of issues with respect to the drawings, to the approvals and all, which finally it was given, and then the report also realized that yes, we have done a good job.
With increasing focus on containerization, do you foresee significant growth in container handling facilities, or will the eastern region continue to remain predominantly a bulk cargo hub?
No, it's not that, because you see, all these 50 years, there was a dual government. The state had a different government, the center had a different government for the last 50 years.
Yeah, sure.
This is after 50 years, the change has come. This change will bring in a big transformation into the industry. And people who have left West Bengal are planning to come back. And had this not been there, then it would have been very difficult for Bengal to grow and with a thrust and leap. So right now, the current government is completely focusing into bringing back the industries and giving them faith and confidence to come back and do their business here and transform Bengal what it was 50 years back.
Okay.
So this is a very big thrust, and the focus is logistics, shipping, industry, manufacturing, and trading. So that's a very big change which has come up. And in the last 1 month, we have seen that a lot of people who have wound up business from here are now calling us also. How do you find things, and can we come back? And all. This is what we are hearing right now. There's a very big change which has happened.
Do you see, when it comes to containerization and container lines, do you foresee more 200% of global shipping lines to come?
200%. You see, when we started the CFS, that time only 2 CFSs were there, which were with a capacity of 20% only, 20-25%. Now, most of them are around 40%. But that time the containerization was 260,000. Now it is 650,000. And I'm 200% sure by 2030 it is growing to cross 1 million.
Okay.
Use. Definitely.
Okay.
Apart from the bulk, whatever is growing, it's okay.
How do you assess the growth of or the evolution of Kolkata port over these years? And how do you view the emergence of some other key ports in the region, like the eastern regions like Dhamra, Gopalpur, and further down?
Yeah, so you see, as far as Kolkata is concerned, Kolkata has a challenge with respect to Dhamra. Dhamra is a deep sea port. They are largely focusing on bulk. I understand they are also focusing right now to start their container. Despite whatever is done, Kolkata traffic, whatever is calling today, is meant 85% for Calcutta only. Out of that, 10% is going to Nepal and all, and 5% to somewhere in the hinterland. So the Kolkata traffic is going to come to Kolkata, come what may. The biggest challenge is because Kolkata is a city-based port. All these years, Kolkata port has never invested in infrastructure. Now with the PPP projects coming into picture, the PPP investors who are coming in will bring in volume also by default, and with the efficiency, the turnaround time of the vessel will also improve. Question is, $1 million question is evacuation. How will they evacuate? That is a $1 million question, to which Kolkata port has found out a solution. They are bringing in an underwater tunnel from Howrah side to this side. Probably by the next 5 years or 6 years, it should be implemented. That will ease out a lot of congestion there. And apart from that, they are working on moving containers through barging also. That will also improve the efficiency. Yeah.
So going ahead, as you said, you see the shipping and logistics sectors in this region kind of growing at a much faster pace than how it was earlier. Would you say?
Because there was no focus in the east for 50 years.
Right.
Now the growth will come and it will be a rapid growth. So you will see the percentage of growth very high initially, and then it will go slowly to the international level or the national level, whichever is there.
So this is an era of transformation, especially technological transformation. So how do you see, or what impact digitization, automation will have in port and general logistics operations in this region, especially going ahead?
I will give you a very small example. In Calcutta port, any trailer going in and coming out takes 3 hours, right? Either for import or for export. In our terminal, for export, it takes 25 minutes. For import, it takes 1 hour 20 minutes.
Right.
We are going to bring this 1 hour 20 minutes to 45 minutes by the third quarter of this year.
Okay.
And then further bring it down. So we are using technology, we are using AI, we are trying to assess how we can improvise, how we can introduce better systems which can facilitate. In Calcutta port, the trailers used to do 1.2 trips a day. In our terminal, it's doing 2.5 trips a day. So this is a difference which has already come up.
Now, there's this West Asia crisis that is ongoing. What has been its impact on shipping and logistics, particularly?
I don't think a major impact has come to the east, because it has mainly come to the west and south.
Correct.
Yeah. So in east, it has not impacted that much. So excepting the maybe freight component which has gone up. But otherwise, as far as congestion is concerned with respect to containers, it has not impacted the east that much. Yeah.
And kind of, this region, it borders Nepal, Bhutan, and there's the Indo-Bangladesh protocol. Is Century kind of involved in this cross-border logistics?
We do serve Nepal and Bhutan. We used to serve Bangladesh also, but because of the current political situation in Bangladesh, things are little slowed down. But we foresee in the next 3 to 6 months things may improve. Then movement of traffic to Bangladesh will increase.
So, kind of serving these countries, you think it's a growing market and it has potential?
Bangladesh has no other option.
Right, yeah.
I mean, they have to take cargo from by road, by rail, or by sea from India, which is cheaper, fast, convenient, and cost effective. So I think that first preference, which always has been, despite political issues, they have always been dependent on India.
Yeah. So finally, I'm looking ahead. What are the future plans of Century Infra and Century Ports, and what message would you like to share with the trade and industry stakeholders?
Yeah, so what I always want to tell to the trade is, do not assess a business on the basis of Excel sheet, right? you should assess the business on the basis of market information, your gut feeling, and the understanding of the business. Number one. Number two is that we are expanding. We have now being awarded a couple of plots from the port. One is exactly opposite to our terminal.
Okay.
One 10-acre plot we have taken for warehousing, and one 2-acre we have taken for an additional car parking, truck parking, because there is a no entry issue right now. And one 6-acre we have taken for a pre-gate facility. So all this will be there right now. Couple of projects there are already been there in the pipeline, which we are bidding, in a process to bid also. So probably this is how we will be saturating the east. Then we have plans to go into the country, parallelly to west and south.
Yeah, that was one of I wanted an added thing that any plans to go pan India.
Yes,
there are a lot of.
That was the only reason why we demerged our logistic business from the parent company.
Okay. Yeah. Sir, it was wonderful speaking to you. Thank you for sparing
Thank you
the
very
time.
much. Thank you.